My car is in front of the McFly house. It doesn't get better than that.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of DeLorean Tech, and here we are at the McFly house filming location for the Back to the Future Trilogy as part of the We're Going Back events in October of 2019. And we'll be pulling up a DeLorean in the driveway here in a bit. So the McFly Residence still stands on Roslindale Avenue in Arleta, California. So Roslindale and some of the nearby streets stand in for the fictional Hill Valley, somewhat run-down Lion Estates suburb. The address of the house is 9303 Roslindale Avenue, but in the movie, it's 9303 Lion Drive in Lion Estates, 1985. So the house is actually a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,246 square foot home. It was actually built in 1954. It's technically located in Arleta, California, although addresses showing up in Pacoima do pop up. So the house was used in all 3 films, and if you check out the street in front of the house at the end of the first film, this is where Doc Brown takes Marty and Jennifer in his flying DeLorean and takes off into the sky above the street. So this scene was actually filmed right in front of the house. So the trees, as you can see, have changed a lot, as you'll see in the video, but it's the same location. The grass is a lot greener in the film than it is today. It was also used at the beginning of Back to the Future Part 2, which continues right where the first movie left off, but with a recasted Jennifer Parker. So the entire scene had to be refilmed, plus they added Biff, who discovers the flying DeLorean. So this part right here was reused from the first movie where Doc takes off in the DeLorean with Marty and Jennifer. Jennifer is now being played here by Elizabeth Shue. And here we see Biff coming out of the house to discover the flying DeLorean. And all of this was filmed at the location for Back to the Future Part 2. This part right here was reused from Back to the Future Part 1. So it was also used in the alternate 1985 scene where Marty attempts to get back into his house, not realizing the alternate timeline ended up in his family not living there anymore because of the death of his father, George McFly, at the hands of Biff on March 15, 1973. So again, this scene was filmed at the McFly house in Arleta, California. You'll remember Marty was caught in his bedroom, not his bedroom anymore, not realizing what the heck's going on. You can see the power lines in the back of the house. And finally, it was reused again in Part 3. So we revisited the filming location in Back to the Future Part 3. Okay, so you can tell the grass is quite dead. But the house looks pretty much the same as it did in the movie. It's painted a different color now. But most of this neighborhood looks just like it did back in 1985. So here comes the DeLorean. So we brought the DeLorean out to enable some of the Back to the Future fans to take photos with it in front of the McFly house. So if you've watched the new Expedition Back to the Future on Discovery Plus, you may recognize this scene from episode 4 of that series. This is the event in one of the photos that were sent in that appeared in that episode. So this sort of ties into Expedition Back to the Future a little bit. But this actually took place in October of 2019 as part of the We're Going Back events. So you'll notice that he's using his sunshade basically to protect the driveway from the DeLorean leaking oil. But DeLoreans never leak oil. So the owner of the house was really nice. Let us park the DeLorean right on the driveway, right where Doc Brown pulled up. And she was very accommodating. Now, I don't recommend just visiting the place whenever you want. It is a private house, but fortunately for the group, the owner was very nice. So a lot of fans here were able to get some pretty awesome pictures with the DeLorean. I think in a little bit here we're actually going to turn the DeLorean around the other way so that it looks a little bit better against the house.
My car is in front of the McFly house. It doesn't get better than that. It's pretty awesome that the owner actually came out and let us park our car there. They actually moved their car out of the driveway. She was just telling me that they actually took measurements of everything on the exterior of the house and interior so they could rebuild the house on a soundstage. So I did not know that. That's pretty cool. So I'm thrilled. So her house was built on a soundstage somewhere else, yeah.
Really? Crazy, man.
Take a picture for me. Somebody take a picture. Thank you. You will charge me, right? No. Okay, perfect.
I did a couple close ones.
Now another one.
Pero espérate, I could pull his crap and remember.
No. One more, please.
Woo! Woo! You did great, man. Thank you for being here.
Stop Marty.
For real.
One more picture with it facing this way.
He had two and he goes, all right.
I took both. Queremos hacer un, que hacemos los favorites, que vamos a hacer uno de Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah?
Y es el chiste. You're gonna like this.
That way, with it facing this way, will be perfect. Clear out of the back of the shot, please.
O sea,
Back to the right.
Party waves. Ya no hay más. ¿Ya?
On the jacket. Well, it feels like about one and that's why you put on the other jacket. That's why you have to make he's like, go to uniform.
Turn the flash on. Awesome.
Cool, yeah.